Today I'm gonna cut a guitar in half, and you have to promise to stick around and see how it turns out. Have a gander at this. This here is an Emperador Dreadnought guitar. It is made in Japan, presumably, and handmade according to this. Signed by Joy, and Joy. Joy Moore. We could all use some more joy, couldn't we? This reminds me of one of my favorite Harry Nilsson songs, which is not saying much because I'd say about 100 of his songs are in my top favorites. But there's one called Joy, and maybe I'll perform it at the end once I'm done with this guitar, if I can figure out how to play it. This isn't the worst guitar. It is a 3-ply top with a bizarre, can you see in there? There's like H bracing. So it's like a ladder, but they added the sides of the ladder, so it's even more robust, which I don't understand. It's a Dreadnought. It's I guess a Gibson Hummingbird copy. It sounds extremely thin. Probably because it's being stifled so much by the severe H bracing. The whole purpose of a Dreadnought is to be big and boomy and loud, and this is thin and trebly. And obviously, very buzzy. So we're gonna go to some pretty extreme lengths today. Hell, the guitar already sounds thin, might as well make it thin. Caution, Buggy's taking a dump. I'm gonna see if I can turn this mediocre acoustic into a really excellent electric guitar. As you can see, the bridge is lifting. The neck has some nice flame figuring to it. Must be some kind of mahogany. The back and sides are presumably laminated mahogany. So let's boogie. And underneath this dot, there is a bolt. A little crappy shim under the saddle. Saddle is plastic, of course. Actually a pretty nice Brazilian rosewood bridge. Or at least that's what it looks like. The run out, if we go this way, will tear out. And then down here, we got run out on this side coming this way. So actually I am doing it right. Coming up this way on this side, and we'll go down that way on that side. I can smell it. It is Brazilian. It smells amazing. I'd say the craziest part of this is I don't even know why I'm taking off the bridge yet. I don't know what I'm doing with the bridge. I don't know what I'm doing with the guitar. But here we are. If I'm gonna re-glue it back on, you gotta take it all the way off, generally speaking. It's tempting to keep pushing when you have progress, but once it starts resisting, stop pushing or you're gonna get tear out. That's what she said. I have a second knife there so that I can keep using my favorite to part and use this one to keep this side up. Now that I'm on the base side, I am switching directions because of the grain run out evidence shown. All right, not as bad as I thought. Most of the damage is by the screw hole, which was already pulling up, so that makes sense. Here's our nice Brazilian rosewood bridge. Now at this point, some of you may be tempted to say things like, you could have given that to some poor kid to learn to play, or that's my dream guitar. And to that, I say,
shut up, liar.
I actually don't agree with the sentiment, it's your guitar, do what you want with it, because some people are too stupid to have that responsibility. But this guitar sucks. It's going to suck no matter what, unless somebody's willing to put thousands of dollars of work into it. That may be an exaggeration, but the sentiment is real. This guitar is enormous, but it puts out the sound of something much cheaper, and so we're gonna put it out of its misery and make it something actually useful. And by we, I mean me, the royal we.
Darling, I need you by my side.
Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with a multiply top. In fact, nowadays, boutique luthiers are making carcinogen sandwiches and calling it a double top. But this guitar, by virtue of its bracing, eliminates any tonal possibilities that it might have had. A ladder brace guitar will have the 3 regular braces, but this also has parallel braces, as you would see on an arch top. So the combination just kills all vibration. As This reminds me of when people really lower their vehicles, they chop the body. I'm having some second thoughts. Super thin line acoustic would be an interesting experiment. But also, I was gonna do like a major makeover, but what if it was full stealth electric? Like a full sleeper. It looks like a dumb, cheap Dreadnought, and secretly it's a shredder. The problem is, to shred, you kind of need a bridge pickup, and hiding a bridge pickup in an acoustic. So what do I do? Full electric, basically a solid body, or hollow body, I guess. Or do I try to make it an okay thin line acoustic with stealth electrics? Won't do much for a thumbnail. To even make it close to sounding good as an acoustic, I'll need to get rid of these parallel braces, at least to here, to give this some room to vibrate. It's actually pretty crazy that this guitar sounded as bad as it did when I started. Who knows what it'll sound like when I'm done. But the whole thing around Dreadnoughts is they're enormous. So even the worst Dreadnoughts I've worked on, aside from this one, actually sounded pretty decent, just by virtue of the fact that they have a lot to work with. They're gonna be loud, except for this one. And so loud generally translates to good to a lot of people. Because if you can hear it, puts out a lot of sound, you're like, wow, this is an impressive guitar. Does it sound better yet? Debatable. Now, one idea in terms of hiding pickups could be to put it all the way under the soundboard and have the pole pieces just come through, but I've experimented with that in the past, and really the coil needs to be closer to the strings and the magnetic field to get a really good output. So right now I'm just thinking about implanting the pole pieces into the fretboard here. Neck pickup's not exactly a shredder type idea, but I guess maybe we're not going to shred. We'll see. We'll start there. I don't really have any idea what this pickup is, but the pole piece spacing seems to be good for a fretboard installation. It's gonna go edge to edge, but it's the narrowest I can find that I think will work, because it's got really long poles. Ooh, and they're nice and strong too. Good magnets somewhere in here. Now it looks like the back will just slide off. Ooh. The magnet seems to be stuck to the back. That's not good. Lordy, lordy. Okay, it is a humbucker. Definitely looking Japanese. All right, so we'll probably keep the base plate actually, because the wires are grounded to it. And then we just need to pull out every single one of these very long bolts so we can retrieve the coils from the cover plate. Yikes. I can use one of these spacers to do my layout here. So I'm thinking the way I can get the back reattached is to actually run my rabbit bit around the edge just north of the binding and clear that out, and then cut it off and then have it slide into the the sides that remain on the top. Here's hoping. I have to go deeper.
That's what he said. Sexual innuendo, not intentional.
Now my dream is that this just slippity slides right into there after I get that all done. Still need to trim down the body quite a lot to get this to work. All right, let's do a test fit of the back, see where we need to make some adjustments. One thing I failed to take into account is that the back was actually arched this way, so there is going to be some forcing to get this to be aligned. Well, it's not going to win any awards, but it should be a guitar when I'm done, at the very least. I'm going to clean up a few things, try to get it to fit a little better. All right, let's get these electronics in. Oh, here's what the pickup looks like. Definitely got a little chip out there as I was trying to countersink these. And I will need to darken it with some oil so it fits in a little better. It's not for tone, the pickup doesn't fit. At this point, this project is feeling more and more pointless.
A point in every direction is the same as no point at all.
He's got a point there. hopefully you're enjoying it. Hopefully you do enjoy it. Hopefully you like, subscribe, all that bull. It's not bull, it helps out my tiny channel quite a bit. Helps me and my daughter make a living. Well, a living is an exaggeration, but let's get back to this stupid ass project. I think it's actually cool. Look at, I haven't glued in the back obviously because I'm not done the electronics, but this looks cool. This nice thin line Dreadnought. The glue up's not going to be perfect. There will be some seam issues. Oh, well, right now it's sounding like an old creaky boat on the ocean. And then now it's nice and comfortable. Looks like a Dreadnought. I wonder what it's going to sound like as an electric. Also curious what it's going to sound like as an acoustic, so I'm going to set it up with acoustic strings first. They won't sound good with a magnetic pickup because they're phosphor bronze. And I'll see how the action plays out. I do need to do some fret work. I've been hammering on these a little bit to get them to stay put, but some need to be glued and clamped. So let's get to it. Let's finish the electronics, glue this body together, and party. One thing we can't forget is a ground wire. I haven't quite figured that out yet if I'm going to do a Ferris saddle or what. Probably the cleanest method is to add a brass plate under the bridge plate so the string ball ends will rest against it and you won't have to show any of the grounding, and that'll keep it extra stealth. Okay, lazy man version. We're doing copper tape. Is this gonna hold up as well as a brass sheet? Hell no. But, oh well. Oh well, oh well, oh well, oh well. Just picking some wire. Very sophisticated electronics are in. Does this mean we can put the back on? I guess, let's do it. But before we start gluing, we're gonna shrink our spindle clamps down to almost the size they need to be, so we don't waste a bunch of time doing that after they're already waiting.
Once I was full of all sin, now through the blood I'm clean. Willing to save me, pardon He gave me, and I am happy with Him. Long I resisted His grace, in my heart gave Him no place. But Jesus saw me till He had brought me penitent, taking His face.
To put the strings it came with back on. This one's in my beard. Forgot about the glue. All right. It is strung up with acoustic strings right now. The action's looking pretty high, but let's hear it. Okay, I'm not gonna say it sounds better than it did before, but I'll do a head-to-head here. I wish I had demoed it more when it came out of the case originally, but it doesn't sound worse at probably, what, 1/4 of its original depth. Now, given this was the guitar of Joy Moore, and Joy Moore signed this guitar 2 times, and signed her case 2 times, and signed her own name on her paychecks 2 times, no doubt, I will have to perform for you, and with some pleasure I might add, the Harry Nilsson song, Joy. Now, should I have said that out loud? No, it's probably copyright detected immediately. If the song gets copyright detected, I will have to strike it from the record, and I will put it in a short, and I will put it on my Patreon. It might not be that good, so you might not be missing out. But here we go. I'm going to try it out and see if the bots like it or don't like it. It's going to be pretty bad, so probably won't get detected. Here we go. The other day, I met a girl named Joy. She said, I'm gonna make you my joy boy. Well, things went good and things went bad. No, 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 no. Now every time I think of Joy, it makes me sad. Joy to the world was a beautiful girl, but to me joy meant only sorrow. Now if you haven't got an answer, then you haven't got a question. And if you haven't got a question, well, then you'll never have a problem. And if you never had a problem, everyone would be happy. But if everyone was happy, there'd never be a love song. Joy to the world was a beautiful girl, but to me joy meant only sorrow. Joy to the world was a beautiful girl, but to me joy meant only sorrow. Well, gosh, I sure hope that song doesn't get copyright stricken. Not that I did that good a job, but just because I put a little bit of effort in. And God doesn't want efforts to go to waste, now does them. All right, let's make it an electric and see what happens. Today's episode is brought to you by Buggy and by YouTube channel members and Patreon patrons and everyone who's kindly purchased my album at hymm.bandcamp.com. Thank you very much. And let's not forget our most important sponsor, Robertson Screws.
Robertson Screws are the best motherfucking screws.